shunting yards on Sodor are often filled with dozens of trucks that the engines need in order to deliver supplies and resources across the island. Percy often arranges the trucks in a neatly fashion so they are always ready to go. But on one particular day, the shunting yard beside Tidmouth Sheds was running very low on trucks, so an order was made to bring some spare trucks from the quarry to the yard. Mavis had just finished shunting a line of them, but needed to find someone to take them. Diesel volunteered.
Thank you very much, Diesel. I didn't know what to do with Bill and Ben at the clay pits.
But Diesel smirked as he oiled away.
It's a shame that the termination of the Express Trio is proving to be more challenging than I thought, but if I can dismantle their pride, then the legacy of all Steamies will be in jeopardy.
Later that day, Thomas puffed into the station when he noticed something. Good gracious! What's the matter, Thomas?
Someone has left these trucks on the line. I better move them.
Unfortunately, Thomas did not consider his priority with the passengers, and that night, not only was he scolded by the Fat Controller, but the Express Trio would not stop teasing him. My, little Thomas. Thinking of troublesome trucks over your passengers.
Oopsie.
Did you actually forget you were pulling a passenger train?
I couldn't help it. There was a line of them in my way. I had to move them.
And that is your excuse? Disgraceful.
Disgusting.
Despicable. As the commotion between Thomas and the trio went on, Edward spoke to Percy. Say, Percy, are you sure you didn't leave any trucks at the station by accident?
No, I would never.
Okay, I trust you, but please make sure that you double check around the yard tomorrow. The next morning, Percy made sure he took Edward's word and gave the yard a very good inspection. He even asked the yard manager if there's been anything suspicious.
Nah, sorry mate. I've been busy having myself a cup of joe. Good stuff, I tell ya.
Percy sighed and simply chuffed away. But he didn't know that a brake van was left on the main switch that led to the sheds. What on earth is a brake van doing here? That pesky little caterpillar. Henry was going to have a word with Percy that evening, but they were not able to return to their sheds as they found several trucks on the turntable.
What the heck is going on here?
It's that little pest of an engine.
But it wasn't me. Just move them already so we can get back to our berths.
As soon as Percy put the trucks away where they belonged, he tried to get back to the sheds, but this time the others were not letting him in. You have no right to come here. It's clear you're the culprit creating all this trouble to humiliate us.
He is deliberately causing accidents.
But I already told you, it wasn't me.
Stuff and nonsense. Percy, maybe you should take the mail train early.
Oh, okay, Edward.
Oh no, I've taken away their friendship. Soon I'll take away their pride as well, so what does it matter?
But instead of taking the mail train early, Percy decided to get to the bottom of the mystery. So he went back to the yard and asked the trucks who had been leaving them around.
It was Diesel.
He's the one that's been leaving us on the busy lines. Either we got hit by the others, or he would bash us himself.
Percy wasn't exactly surprised who the culprit was, but now he had a plan in mind. So he made an agreement with the trucks and quietly took some away. Next morning, there was a call from the shunting yard about a sudden disappearance of trucks. So another order was made to take some spare trucks from the quarry to the yard. As before, Mavis had a volunteer.
Oh, thanks again, Diesel. Of course, Mavis. Much obliged.
This is going well. All you have to do is cause more confusion, more delay, and soon the Express Trio will meet their iron grave.
However, as soon as they reached Knapford Station, the trucks quickly slapped their brakes on, and before Diesel could do anything, another line of trucks buffered up behind him, and they too slipped their brakes on. Now he was stuck, and the trucks were delighted of what was to come.
Diesel, could you explain this situation to me?
Why, sir, I was only trying to be a really useful engine. Diesel lies. He was being devious, while the others were oblivious.
Well, I never. Listen closely, Diesel. Until the time comes when I can truly trust you, I absolutely do not want to see you on my railway again. Understand?
Fancy it takes some trucks to tell the truth.
Darn it. Don't embarrass yourself, Diesel. You will only make things worse.
But he wasn't listening. Suddenly, the brakes began to snap, and then the unthinkable happened.
What did you do, Diesel?
That was unintentional. But this controller is unqualified to be running this railway.
When the engines were back at their sheds, they were all informed of what happened. You have probably heard the news by now that our fat controller is in the hospital. However, he only suffered a broken leg, so thankfully he will make a full recovery. Everyone stayed silent after the messenger left. Then Henry spoke up.
We would like to apologize to you, Percy. Yes, we are sorry for misjudging you.
And I'm sorry that you saw the ordeal in front of you. Thank you, guys.
If I may chime in now that we'll have to cope without a controller, I think we should be a little more respectful to each other.
I concur, Edward.
Me too.
This was the day that the engines became traumatized at the thought of losing their controller, the man that gathered them all to this magical island. Though he has changed his mind about Diesel in the past, after today's events, Diesel would never be seen on Sodor ever again.